Hello and welcome to another cmBuilder tutorial. In this tutorial we will cover how to navigate the site plan workspace. We will cover the basic mouse commands as well as introduce the various buttons and menus you see in the page. First, the basics on navigating your view. Press and hold the left mouse button to rotate. Press and hold the right mouse button to pan around. Use the mouse scroll wheel to zoom in and out. On a trackpad you can pinch with 2 fingers to do the same. We have plenty of additional mouse and keyboard controls and shortcuts. Click the question mark menu at the top and open the key shortcuts menu to see them. Now let's look at some of the main features available in the site plan window. Starting from the top left corner, click the model browser button to expand it. There are 2 tabs within the model browser. You will have access to all 3D models imported to your project within the Buildings Model tab. You can expand the tree structure to access the subcomponents of the models. The Site Planning tab shows a list of all other elements that you have added to the site, grouped by type. There is a two-way link between the elements you see in the viewer and their representation in the model browser. If you select a given resource in your site, it will be highlighted in the browser, and vice versa. You can also access options to control resources by right-clicking on either the resource in the viewer or the corresponding item in the browser. Clicking on Zoom to Selection will point you to the resource model. More on the other options in this menu in a later video. Next, click the Tools drop-down menu to quickly access some of the key site plan features. For example, you can switch any imported drawings on or off here. Note the process to import drawings is covered in a separate video. The Imported Model option allows you to view and edit all 3D models in your scenario. Access the Excavation Plan menu in Earthwork Takeoff by expanding the Excavation option. Next, you can access the Crane Optimization tool and the Milestone Manager from the respective shortcut buttons within this tool's menu. Clicking the Save and Go Back to View Mode shortcut button will save your work and switch you to view mode as the name suggests. Last but certainly not least in the Tools menu is the App Performance menu. This menu provides insights on the app performance based on your hardware and software settings, as well as your site plan setup. For example, the models you have imported. It also provides recommendations on how to improve performance based on these metrics. To the right of the Tools menu, you will find the Presentation and Markup menu. Click this menu to quickly access and edit your presentation slides. We will cover this feature in detail in a separate video. Next is the Settings menu, which allows you to modify various display and graphics settings. For example, you can switch between the satellite view and default view. You can play with different environmental lighting options or modify the color of the background to find the most visually appealing setup for your site plan. Below that you have your view options allowing you to turn things like the origin axis, surrounding buildings, or resource coverage volumes on or off. And at the bottom there are the camera options, where you can modify the field of view angle or switch between a top-down or an orthographic view. In the Graphics tab of the Settings menu, you can modify the graphical settings using either the preset options, or by setting up your own customized setting. The best suited option will depend on your specific hardware and software setup. In the top center of your screen, you can find the Milestone Manager, where you can set and manage the timeline of your project by adding the key dates within your construction sequence. You can change the milestone view by clicking the 3 dots and then under the View menu choose between weekly, monthly, or index options. You can switch between multiple view or single view of your milestones. Click Presentation Mode to access your presentation slides or to play your presentation. Imported Schedule will allow you to import your project schedule into the scenario, or to make edits if you have already imported one. We will cover the Schedule Import feature in a separate video. Lastly, in the Milestone options, is the Milestone Manager button, which we also had in the Tools menu. Milestone Manager will show you all your milestones in the form of a table, making it easy to view your project milestones as a group, to add milestones, and to edit them. You can make edits by clicking the 3 dots next to any milestone. Next, on the top right-hand side of your screen there are a few quick controls. You can see the initials of other users logged into the site plan, and you can click on their initials to follow their view. After this you have the undo and redo buttons. All actions in the site plan are autosaved, and you can undo and redo any action by clicking on the respective button. Click on the Save Timestamp button to access the history log, where you can see the changes made in your session and restore a previously saved state. The Lock button allows you to lock and unlock your scenario. A locked scenario cannot be modified by anyone else. While cmBuilder autosaves your changes, the Save button also allows you to manually save an action. By clicking the down arrow next to the Save button, you can select Save and View. This will switch you to View mode. To switch back to Edit mode, click the Edit button. Next, click the Share button to access a range of options to share your simulation with stakeholders. More on this in another tutorial. The last button is the Comments button, which allows users to add comment to the site plan. You can tag other users using an @ sign, and they will be notified via email. On the bottom right corner, you will find shortcut buttons to switch your background view between map and satellite, orient to true north, switch between 3D and 2D top view, and turn on color coding indicating the sequencing of your model. Lastly, at the bottom center of the site plan window you will find the command dock. This is where you will find the main tools used to build your site plan, and we will dig into it in other videos. That marks the end of this tutorial. In this video, we introduced the basic navigation options and the layout of your site planning workspace. In the next video we will start getting into using some of the features that we introduced.